Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from Nairobi in the Republic of Kenya through the general headquarters in Nairobi. Good afternoon, Miriam.
A very good afternoon to you, Doctor, and a very good afternoon to our viewers wherever they're watching us from this Thursday afternoon here in Nairobi.
This is the political command center of Punchline Africa Television, miles away from Nairobi, Kenya. We are here to bring to you this show, the unfiltered show. This show this afternoon is going to be very small, specific, to the point. But what does that mean? For the last 3 weeks or so, Zimbabwe has come under a spotlight in a wrong direction. Spotlight caused by one Julius Malema. Julius Malema has turned Zimbabwe into a talking shop to talk about Zimbabwe from morning, evening, afternoon, midnight tea in a conspiratory manner that causes agony to the people of Zimbabwe and the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe. Julius Malema has joined quite a lot of other Western powers, especially United States of America, in using fictitious media reports, fake photographs, fake stories of coming out of Zimbabwe, which stories happened years ago, being duplicated on social media since the arrest of one Chinono, an undercover CIA operative in Zimbabwe, as disguised as a journalist who reported beyond the laws of that country called Zimbabwe. Since then, the world has shifted attention on falsehood. That falsehood has caused more agony during this COVID-19 era, when every country in the world is protecting its people. The people of America, Mr. Trump wants people of Zimbabwe to be left to be free, to walk on the streets and spread disease through demonstrations instead of social distancing. The government of Zimbabwe has got the authority, the will, the powers, and the responsibility to guard against the state of the Republic of Zimbabwe. It has got the responsibility to make sure that the natives of the people of the Republic are safe. The government must protect its citizens from the pandemic of coronavirus 19 that was brought by the same confusion created in Wuhan through the same Western Empire hemisphere agencies of George Soros and Bill Gates, Rockefeller, and others. It is sad, therefore, that of the last 3 weeks, our own fellow African man who claims to be fighting for the continent of Africa, for Africa, has turned his guns on the government of Zimbabwe, mutilating the government of Zimbabwe, a man who has little knowledge of how Zimbabwe was created, how Zimbabwe came to be called Zimbabwe, a man who has nothing but plays in the hands of imperial chronicles, the chronicles of Malema with the white minority regime at night will be exposed. I told you 1 week ago that we shall bring more evidence. More African people will come up to defend the people of Zimbabwe. I told you that we are not going to leave any stone unturned to show the cause, to show the root problems of Malema's hatred for the people of Zimbabwe and especially for the government of President Emerson Mnangagwa. We know Malema is funded by George Soros to overthrow the government of President Ramaphosa. He is now plotting with George Soros to create another confusion in South Africa. He has done 4 against Zuma. He has done so against Thabo Mbeki. He has done so against several other people. The situation, therefore, calls for Africa to stand up. The situation, therefore, calls on us to speak frankly and openly about the behavior of Malema. Malema shames Africa. The statements don't help Africa. Malema's statements kill Africa. Malema's statements break up Africa. We want a united Africa. An Africa with all shades of opinion, including the whites, the yellow, the Indians. If they're Africans, they remain Africans. We want an Africa that does not talk about another Africa. How do you create a unity when you are condemning Mnangagwa? How do you create a unity when you are siding with George Soros to destabilize Ramaphosa? How do you create a unity when you are calling others animals? How do you create a unity when you are building a house from the money of the same whites that you always condemn during the time and work with at night? I challenged the people last week and I said I will be back. I want us to take this opportunity now to watch a short video of 4.5 minutes. We have documented who Malema is. If he has any query on where he got the money, on if he disputes that those are not his documents, if he says he is not working with Kaskwere and others to overthrow Emerson Mnangagwa, which is treasonable.
Listen.
we would like to find ourselves, discuss, and find a solution. Zimbabwe needs support. Zimbabwe does not need fragmentation. You can't fragment Zimbabwe today, then be a champion of Africa tomorrow. Some of us who have stood by Zimbabwe, with Zimbabwe, for Zimbabwe, since 1997, when Mugabe allocated land, I have never kept quiet. I have been to all television stations in the world. You can check ITN, Sky News, CNN, BBC. I have been talking since 1997. Where was Malema? Where was Malema in 1997? Kasukwere, you are misleading people. You know I stood for this country. You know I defeated Changarai. You know I defeated Watchman Kube. You know I defeated Tendai Beat. You know I defeated Sakara. You know I defeated Chamisa. You know I've done my job. I'm a proud African. I'll defend Emerson Mnangagwa. Come rain, come sunshine. He's trying to rebuild a country from the scratch. Malema, you are trying to build an insurgency. You have been given the trucks, money from Kasukwere. Have you declared these trucks to your fellow party leaders? More information is coming out as a result of your bad behavior that you exhibit in Africa. Malema, you are a traitor. Malema, you are Mafikizoro. Malema, you are sellout. Malema, you sell us out, Africans. You sell EFF at night to the whites and condemn ANC. During their time, work with ANC at night. What type of man are you? Can you come out of this, claim to be a revolutionary, trying to bring a revolution? Malema, you are reactionary. For us soldiers like me, we know how to deal with reactionaries. We know how to get rid of reactionaries. Reactionary people caused many people death. We don't deal with Mafikizoros. Malema, you are Mafikizoro. Stop it. Malema, don't ever mention Mnangagwa's name. We shall reply you word by word. The people of Zimbabwe don't need your advice now. They need unity to fight sanctions. Malema, you should turn your attention to sanctions. There are no human rights abuses in Zimbabwe more than the human rights abuses in South Africa. The police in South Africa is more brutal than the police in Zimbabwe. The police in South Africa kills people, shoots people, burns people. Malema, why don't you condemn the police at your doorstep before you poke the nose in Zimbabwe's affairs? Malema, you pretend to be a nationalist, but at the same time you're a capitalist. Let this video vindicate me. Let's play the video.
Honorable Julius Malema, I'm rising on a point of order. if I finally meet up with you, I would want to ask you these questions. Are you Julius Malema or Marema? Are you South African, or your father was a Shona illegal immigrant from Zimbabwe called Mr. Marema? Is it too early for you to divulge? South Africans are wondering and they are confused as to why you love Mugabe so much, G40 so much, more than them. You talk about Zimbabwe all the time. Please come out now. If you are one of our brothers from Zimbabwe, be open and invest the money you are taking from your gullible supporters in South Africa, and also invest back home in your country. Did you get your South African ID correctly? Are you really serious, wanting to become South African president, or you are just joking? How do I become a mafia and live the life you are rolling right now? How do you manage to hide for so long that EFF is your personal pyramid scheme designed to fund your lifestyle from your gullible followers? You hire and fire willy-nilly. You are so brave in attention-seeking games and well trained in how to hypnotize your followers to give you money. Your followers will call you economic freedom fighter when you are nothing but a corrupt black money bag grabber, BMBG, and a mafia boss T-boy, Adrian Mazzotti. Do you tell your ignorant followers that the mansion you stay in is owned by your friend and mafia boss Adrian Mazzotti, who teaches you how to run a successful tobacco smuggling syndicate? Are your followers aware that you abuse public funds? You destroyed a 6 million rand mansion in Sentin only to build a new one when your salary by then was a mere 20,000 rands during your time as ANC Youth League president. Do they know you can't be trusted with money? Tell your followers how VBS Bank money got looted. Tell your followers the real reason behind you fighting the Second Republic in Zimbabwe, why you are fighting His Excellency President E.D. Mnangagwa. It's not a matter of human rights. You are a G40 loyalist. You are a factional front, a G40 drunk parrot front. You are working for the Joao, for the Kasukueres, for the Jonathan Moyo, not Zimbabwe Lives Matter. You are the last person to talk about human rights. Do you know Robben Island? Do you know how people were tortured in apartheid underground torture chambers? Combine those two, you are going to come up with EFF head office in Bramfontein, Johannesburg. You are terrorizing your command. You are firing them nilly-nilly. Is EFF not under terrorism? You torture them into submission. They are all your wives, your yes wives. Whoever contradict you, whoever rise is fired. You are a little Robert Gabriel Mugabe. No wonder why you are his praise singer. You adore and practice tyranny, dictatorship. EFF is a cult, not a political party. No democracy, everyone jumps when you sing. It's your way or the highway. Read Ephesians chapter 4, verse 3. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. You definitely need deliverance for you to escape from evil, because you are a little devil. Why are you abusing President Cyril Ramaphosa? Because he's a gentleman, because he's respecting you, because he's quiet. You suffer from self-hate. If it really Black Lives Matter, are you saying people who support ANC, DA, Inkatha Freedom Party, all South Africans who are non-EFF members, are you saying they are not black people? Why must they watch in horror whilst their elected members of parliament are subjected to satanism by your cult of evil, EFF brigade from hell? You are not even a president of South Africa, but you talk as if you are the president of the republic. You talk as if you are the president of Zimbabwe. You talk as if you are SADC chair. Please behave. Man really talks. A person who failed matric has got a master's degree. From your trip, your British trip, you have come pretending like you don't like white monopoly capital, when actually you are bashing your own black brothers. Everyone you talk bad of is normally a black person. You and Nelson Chamisa in Zimbabwe, you are perfect examples of how imperialism is choosing power-hungry youngsters to destabilize the African region by imposing you as a stooge. You will never be a South African president. I used to insult my leadership, but I've repented. Let's broadcast, let's spread love in Africa. Is this what they do, how they do politics in the Western world? No. We are giving entertainment and windows for recolonization of Africa. Let's treat our leaders with respect so that one day if we become leaders too, we'll be respected. Hashtag Unite South Africa. Hashtag Unite Zimbabwe. Hashtag Unite Africa. Let's stop evil.
Thank you very much, viewers. Our show is unfiltered, uncensored. And there's another word, Miriam. Unfiltered, uncensored, uncut. We put the facts. There is more coming. Coming next week. Malema's bank documents that come every day. Where does he get the money? We shall table this black and white. We shall stay to the people of Zimbabwe. We stand by you at this hour when you need to reconvene, to reinvade your country, to find, to give the government of President Mnangagwa support to rebuild your country. To rebuild your country. To remove sanctions. It is not a time to look for regime change. Regime change during coronavirus is the worst virus that you can compare to the Holocaust, because we don't know when it will end, when it will come. It has arrived. When it will be cured, we don't know. There is no country in this world today which is allowing demonstrations. You cannot tell the people of Zimbabwe that you want to demonstrate when they don't have even medicine to be able to buy medicine for their corona or ventilators. Impossible. You must be a derailed mentally inefficient, mentally incapable, the most silly person on the continent of Africa to tell the people of Zimbabwe to go to the streets when everybody is trying to protect their people inside the houses. Fellow Africans, today is the beginning of our journey towards Malema's, to debunk, to unpack Malema's lies. For every lie Malema talks from today, from last week, we shall be unpacking with evidence of this nature. I warned Malema that I am a bad man on African continent to touch because I have a network. The best network that defeated ICC, the best network that defeated agencies that have tried to molest Africa. We want a united Africa. We don't want an Africa of mafikizoros, traitors, saboteurs, reactionaries. We hate them. We hate people who eat. We want an Africa with all colors, black, white, yellow, green, Indians, Chinese. If they are here, they stay on the continent and they are to them here as Africans. We don't want an Africa where you discriminate. We don't want an Africa where you are trying to overthrow President Ramaphosa. Malema, you are trying to overthrow Ramaphosa. My friends in South African intelligence have told me everything you are doing there. But for us, if you have been looking for your solution, you have found in educated people like us. We don't take lazy minds that destroy Africa. Africa is fed up. Leave Zimbabwe alone. Leave Zimbabwe alone. You never fought for Zimbabwe. You never fought one day. You did not die with a bullet. Your father did not die with a bullet. He ran away from Zimbabwe to settle in South Africa. Hara. He ran away and left us to fight. Most of us were in Chingwea, Tabora, Dodoma, Mwanza. The people of Zimbabwe wake up, the war veterans, stand up and defend your country. Let's defend the people. Let's defend the spirit of Binavashi. Let's defend the spirit of the generals, the fallen heroes, the parents who heroes. They stand firm. We Africans paid a high price. My country paid a high price for the liberation of Zimbabwe. My country paid a high price for the removal of Ian Smith's regime. Our government was overthrown in Singapore. My father and other people were on the same first coup of 1971 in Uganda occurred because Obote was crying for Zimbabwe's liberation. Prime Minister Teddy Heath overthrew our government. From that day, we have never stabilized because of Zimbabwe and South Africa. We are the first group that gave Zimbabwe, South Africa, passports. We gave the liberation of South Africa and Tanzania. Most of our friends, our comrades, have grown in our homes, in our parts of Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. Malema, you touched the wrong buttons, but leave Zimbabwe alone. Never try to touch Zimbabwe. You don't even know, you can't read one chapter of the Lancaster Agreement by head without looking at the book. You don't know what was written in the Lancaster Agreement. You don't know how people negotiated for the independence of Zimbabwe. Those who are not speaking at you, you can threaten those guys, but you never threaten generals like us. We are watching you, Mulema. Julius, this is just a sample. Any money you get from George Soros, we shall table it to the executive. Now we have 3 members of the executive who are working hand in hand with us of EFF. We are gonna bring you right good nightmare at your doorsteps. Leave the people of Zimbabwe to find a solution. Zimbabwe is not a colony of South Africa. Zimbabwe is not a colony of South Africa. Neither South Africa is a colony of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a sovereign state, a state that must be allowed to pursue its international obligations. You can't molest the same people whom you have put sanctions to kill. You have put sanctions to kill them. You have come back to molest them. What a contradiction. You want them dead. At the same time, you want to police them. Why is the West blind? Today, Malema should be crying for debt relief. Today, Malema should cry for bringing more money, removing sanctions against Zimbabwe, such that Zimbabwe can sell its diamonds like South Africa sells its diamonds. Zimbabwe is capable of paying for its debts. If we remove the sanctions against Zimbabwe. Today, my people, there is this question which everybody is trying to misuse. I want to say, I want to thank President Mnangagwa for having agreed to give the white commercial farmers their money. Take it and never come back to harass us. Now remove sanctions. We have agreed to pay you the money. You have agreed to take the money. Remove sanctions on Zimbabwe. There are people who are saying the government of Zimbabwe took a wrong turn to give sanctions, to give back, to repay the white commercial farmers whose properties were actually properly distributed to the citizens, to the indigenous, and to themselves equally, equitably. We have now paid. Zimbabwe has agreed to pay. There is nothing wrong with that, Malema. You cannot walk around with people calling you, you have a debt. We now want to see where more trouble will come. The only problem that brought Zimbabwe to the knees was this land reform program. We repaid the money now. We have agreed with the white commercial farmers. The 4,000 white commercial farmers. Most of them are Zimbabweans. Those who have returned to Zimbabwe, they are flourishing. The farmers are working. They are exporting their flowers. Nobody has killed them. We must live with them as brothers forever and ever. Malema, you cannot call them white or discriminate them in our country, in any of our countries in Africa. This is a global market, Malema. This is a global village, Malema. You are not going to talk of your color alone in your house in Pretoria or Johannesburg or Durban or Limpopo River, where you should fit to sleep Malema, we don't want your advice. Those who want Malema can have Malema. From now onwards, the journey is here now. For every word you talk, we shall answer you with equal or bigger words. Next week, we shall bring where your money comes from with documents. Who pays you to overthrow Ramaphosa and Mnangagwa? Thank you. That is the take. Take it away. Miriam, take it to take. That clip, that's it. Let's now begin. Viewers, that is the situation. For more than 20 years, Zimbabwe has suffered sanctions. My panel in the studio is Professor Gerard Onyari, Wesonga, and the medium back in Nairobi, Kenya. How are you? Take it away. How are you all?
Very well.
We are going. Last week I told you that you don't touch the Lion of Africa. We bring you where you belong. And we have brought Malema to where he belongs. It's just the beginning. Ngoja kidogo. Forget about these insults. These guys, you can even insult to Angel Gabriel, but you will not defeat we. My organization is bigger. And we want to warn the Minister of Finance, Professor Muturi Nkube. Bwana, check your steps. We want you to help President Mnangagwa to win a war. We want to warn strife Masiyiwa. Strive Masiyiwa. We know what you are doing. We know what you are doing. And remember, liquid is spread around Africa. We shall liquid you somewhere. Shall meet you. We shall find what you do. You loan the money. Most African countries should be worried about the laundered money. We are going to make sure that every African country checks whether they laundered money. Even in Britain, whether Britain received laundered money. That's how bad it is, Masiyiwa. You molested Mugabe until he died. But you are not going to molest Mnangagwa. Why don't we watch? We are friends of Chiwenga, Mnangagwa, Simbisiyo Mayo, Sibanda. We are friends. We are all soldiers. We don't talk civilian like you. We are ex-soldiers, veterans of war. Where, Shaman? Stop it. You have been taking money through Econet. And you say Econet helps Zimbabwe. How? You use their money as a platform and a network to export money. If Econet helps Zimbabwe, why can't Econet pay money? Loan Zimbabwe money to pay its workers. Surely. These guys, they hate other Africans. Yet we liberated them. For them, when they come to our country, we open the border for them. Free. Nakuja zinacheka hapa. When we want to go to South Africa, they tell us bring documents, including your dead father's body. Back to you, Miriam. Thank you. This is unfiltered. If you want the truth, get it. If you want uncut, get it. If you want unfiltered, get it. If you want uncensored, get it. Back to you in Nairobi, Kenya. Asante.
All right, thank you so much there. That is Dr. David Matanga. I know a lot of our viewers are wondering, who is this person talking? That is Dr. David Matanga. And a lot of things have been happening there in Zimbabwe. Remember that protest that was thwarted by the government on the 31st of July, where President Mnangagwa said these are some of the avenues, regime changes for using to try to topple his government and cause an unrest. And we know our journalist is still being held in custody, and the lawyers and have been trying to get him out, but the state has refused. And a lot of things that they're saying they're going to, the protesting, that including the bad economic situation in Zimbabwe and also corruption. Professor, coming in, I think this question I've asked over and over and over again when we are having this conversation. Can President Mnangagwa now perhaps try to bring everybody on board for a better united Zimbabwe and move the country forward?
Miriam, before Professor comes in.
That's my question, Dr.
Our best on Marema. We lobby, call us anything. We lobby for the government of Republic of Zimbabwe because it's the only recognized government. We don't lobby for Marema. Please, we lobby for a recognized AU government. And that is the government of Republic of Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa has told everybody, Chamisa is not calling for a demonstration. No, Chamisa has withdrawn from calling a demonstration. That means he's ready to talk. The journalist, Mr. Chinono, was not arrested because he was a journalist. He was subversive. If you go to plot to kill, either to call people in Corona days to come to the streets to demonstrate, are you not a killer? Have you given them life? A country where there are no ventilators. Iowa. A country without ventilators, you call people to come to demonstrate. Chirono was undercover agent of the CIA. Don't tell people a journalist. A journalist where? Are all journalists in Zimbabwe being arrested?
He's not to be a journalist.
He's not. He's an undercover CIA operator who came into the country, settled, and started undermining the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe. The courts there have laws. In Kenya, they don't tie you with the knuckles, with bingo, with handcuffs. In Zimbabwe, they tie you both the legs and the hands. In Zimbabwe, you don't go to court in plain clothes, civilian. You wear uniform.
And my question was, Doctor, there to Professor, and maybe you could answer me. A lot of these issues that are being raised, perhaps President Mnangagwa can come out and say, my people, I hear you, we're having some difficulties, I hear you, and can we now just come together and try to solve this problem so that all of us can have a favorable condition in this country? Just to for them to know that he's hearing perhaps some of these things that they're saying.
I have heard your question.
Some of their cries.
I'm ready for
yes.
William, I am asking.
Yes.
Mnangagwa has already, I think you're asking a question as if he had not done it.
And what I'm saying is, for the being that he's the head of state, just to bring everybody together and to,
Yes,
and that is what I'm
Let
asking.
me tell people that you read again.
Oh God.
He has done it.
Miriam, let me have this to say.
All right, you go ahead.
I am Pan-African, and I belong to the rig of those Pan-African leaders who fought for the independence of this country. My mind is very clear. And my concern here is always, and the question I ask myself, how do we build a united Africa? Whereby that, how do we make Africa progress in terms of trade, in terms of business? How do we engineer Africa? How do we innovate Africa? How do we reinvent Africa? How do we reposition ourselves? How do we do integration in Africa? How do we make a rebirth in Africa? The question I connected to President Emerson. Remember, Zimbabwe has been under sanctions. They have had very difficult times when it comes to economy. He has come forward. He has said, be it as it may, we want to engineer our country. We want to move forward. He said, I will pay. That is a man who wants to take his country forward. And on that one, I give him congratulations. And remember, Miriam, when it comes to issues to do with human rights, even if I don't like you, but so long as you're a human being, I will stand for you. I will never stop touching the African leaders engage. I'm happy that Jamisa said we can talk. He has called them on the table. So what do we need to do? If all of us come around the table and have a discussion, we'll take the continent forward. Miriam, for heaven's sake, let me just tell you for free. There is nobody from outside the continent of Africa who likes this continent. There is nobody. What they are interested is taking our human resource, human trafficking. See what is happening in Saudi Arabia, modern slavery, where our people are suffering. They are interested with our natural resources. And the trade between the continent of Africa is important. So Mwanagawa is doing extremely very well. We wish him very well. He has started on a good note. Let him bring everybody on the table. The rest, those who are opposing are not opposing him. And we have given him a recommendation on what needs to be done. You can't kill all people. Not all people will like you. See what the Prime Minister in Kenya and President Uhuru Kenyatta did. They said, for the sake of the country, let us come together. We will only talk about Zimbabwe because we are Pan-African people, but they have got every reason to decide what they want to do with their country. And I think the president is on course. Let them come on board. They take the handshake, the thing about Kenya. Let us advocate for the lifting of the sanctions, and we see Zimbabwe moving forward. Zimbabwe, with its resources, with its mineral diamonds, they can fill the continent of Africa. So they need support.
Very well, Doc.
Thank you very much. Professor, I want to state here, I know Zimbabwe more than anybody and any of you on this show. And therefore, I speak from the bottom of my heart. I have been there in 1997, standing in the Westminster, opposing Morgan Changarai. I have been there telling Tony Blair in Brighton, 1998, not to impose sanctions on Zimbabwe. I have been there, almost killed by Jonathan Moyo in 2004, because I was trying to protect these younger men who are shouting on the platform here, these hamburgers eating boys who are eating hamburger in Washington, New York, London, Johannesburg, and other areas. Jonathan Moyo wanted to kill me. He is now in exile in Kenya. I warned him to stop confusing Mugabe. He plotted for me to be assassinated. I have been there for standing firm to oppose Morgan Changarai that don't call for sanctions. It is not yesterday, Miriam, Wesonga, Professor, and anybody hearing this, I started this journey long time ago. I have never altered my route, never waffled my route, never gone this way or that way. My route has been Zimbabwe. I have never been paid by Mugabe or Mnangagwa to support him. But because of my African, Pan-African vision, that isolation of a country will lead nowhere. That's why I stood firm. That's why I am talking today. Yes, Emerson needs to bring all people together. Yes, he has called over 100 parties. One party only, Miriam. And the next time we learn this, one party called MDC of Chamisa, but the MDC of Mama Hooper is on table. Most MDCs want their country. They want to find a solution, Professor. And he has called all them. They don't want to come. These people here go to Botswana and sit down with Hammer, with that other guy, that Lumpen called Hammer, who is an American spy. They want to organize an insurgency against Zimbabwe. Does it occur to you that it is only Hammer in the region who is in favor of using American troops to cause insurgency in Bulawayo? Is it true? Is it good for Hammer to train Zimbabwean younger men to come and kill Zimbabweans? Tell me, I'm ready. I am here. I am here. Tell me your Marema. Bring him on. Bring that boy there. That's a small boy without brains. He picks money at night from the white people. Then during the time, he commandeers black youths to go and kill whites. Bring him. Raila Amolo Odinga knows Chamisa. Raila Amolo Odinga has told Chamisa to work out a way to talk to Mnangagwa to build a one country. If Tony Blair, who put sanctions on Zimbabwe, is reaching out to Mnangagwa to speak, who are you? Haven't he realized the grave mistake he made? Hasn't he? Isn't it a great shame? Had he listened to Matsanga in 1998 in the Labour Conference, Allah, he would be nowhere. He would be here now. Now he's looking for, can I help? What a shame to a former prime minister. He's my leader of the Labour Party in Britain. Because some of these boys think they live in London, they can insult others. We also live in London. We also live in London. I've lived in London more than you people. Msifikiri nyenye mafikizoro, mnakuja kutukana watu. Don't threaten people. We have also lived in London for 35 years. We know each street of London. So from now onwards, fire for fire, stone for stone, until we defend Zimbabwe. We want a united Zimbabwe. We want an African, no opposition. What is the opposition going to do? Can opposition bring Corona out? Can opposition heal Corona? Mnangagwa has done very well on corona. How many deaths are there? Miriam can read for you the deaths. How many deaths of 9? Is it 9 or how many? 45 or 25? South Africa of Malema. Hallelujah. Oh, South Africa. Oh. That is South Africa, my food. Mwangalie, they are busy popping nose on Zimbabwe. And the corona has come there. Because you are relying on who? Do you know whom you are relying on? You are relying on Rockefeller, George Soros, Bill Gates, that they have a solution. Which solution cannot come? You are promising us a solution. Let the jabs to jab us. Then we work in the streets why not coffee. People want jabs. Thank you.
All right. The death toll in Zimbabwe in the morning, it was 122. So I don't know if it has gone up, but the recovery is there is at 1,620. Perhaps it has also gone up. And the number of confirmed cases are nearing 5,000 there. Not yet, but almost. Yeah, so in terms of COVID-19 statistics there.
That's very good, Miriam. That's very good, going by the population. Remember, Zimbabwe is one of the most organized countries in terms of societal problems. Zimbabweans are well-disciplined people. Zimbabweans adhere to the principles of rule of law. Zimbabweans respect traffic lights, robots. How many of us in Kenya and Uganda accept traffic lights? How many? Show me. Show me. Zimbabweans are very respectful people. They might have a problem because Morgan Changarai misled them. They went a different direction. How many of the Zimbabweans who are shouting here, we want them to say, return the land to the white farmer? How many? I don't worry, Miriam, about the insults. Those are very good. It means they are listening. Tomorrow they will find. They will replay the tapes and find the truth. But we are going to tell them every day like that. Songa, take it.
Yes, Miriam, I think on the issue of Zimbabwe is a country whose which sanctions, the knee of sanction has been on its neck for quite some time. And as Dr. Matsanga said, whatever Zimbabwe needs right now is support from the opposition, support from its neighbors, support from its friends, so that we are able to work our way and do away with these sanctions, to go around these sanctions. We do not need whatever Malema is doing. And for one reason, Miriam, I would like our viewers to go and do research the reasons why Malema had to be kicked out of ANC. Because he was a swindler. He was a swindler in the party. He was accused of a very unscrupulous way where he was getting money, coercing people to give money to him. So to me, I think the question of Malema meddling in Zimbabwe should be treated with a lot of contempt, because to me, Malema has proven to be a scoundrel, a very corrupt guy who trades uprightness in the day, but at night he dwells in anarchy and impunity. So I tend to agree strongly with Dr. Masanga in that Zimbabwe needs a lot of help in terms of getting back on its feet in terms of sanctions and charting a very future-oriented developmental front. And also, I tend to agree with Professor Jared Onyari strongly that they need to come on the table. Chamisa and the rest of his cronies should come on the table for the call that President Emerson Mnangagwa has given out to them, so that they're able to bring unity to Zimbabwe and be able to plan the future going forward. Because it has been a long time. Zimbabwe has been a very tumultuous time. It has faced a lot of sanctions, and it has been left behind by its neighbors. So they need peace, they need harmony, they need to work together, and let them accord President Emerson Mnangagwa the much support he needs to do that. Elections will come and go, and for now it is President Emerson Mnangagwa in power. There's nothing they can do to change that. Let them accord him the support, let him finish his term. If he seeks fresh mandate, let them go to the ballot, let them address the issues that are facing coming in the middle when a bus has taken already off, and in the middle of the journey you want to hijack off the driver and maybe take control of the bus, you are likely to cause an accident, and that is what we should work away from. So that is my point, Miriam. Let us support President Emerson Mnangagwa. For the Malema part, Malema is not a Zimbabwean citizen. He doesn't live in Zimbabwe, and he doesn't know whatever is happening there as far as he is in South Africa. So let leave Zimbabwean to Zimbabweans. Only the wearer of the shoe knows where it pinches. So that is my parting shot on that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And Miriam, we are trying to tell Zimbabwe, look at what is happening in Mali. I believe you have some news for us in Mali, which you are going to bring, and we close down.
The people
Mali
is
finished. People have come to the streets. People told Keita, stop working with the French. Keita worked with the French. The French used Keita. Now they have found him useless. And he has brought people on the streets of Bamako. Professor, 5 million people want to leave the place. Why should Trump stop Americans from demonstrating because of COVID-19 and want Zimbabweans to demonstrate? Why? Why? What is this that cannot wait? Why can't you wait? Why can't you? Everybody, where is the world going? The world is the world of Corona. Nobody is going to go to Dubai.
And doctor, what if President Mnangagwa had come out and said, you know what, I understand, and it is within your right to protest and do all that, but for now, because of the challenge we have on COVID-19, perhaps it's not the best time. Can we postpone this to later? If at all you would have tried to perhaps talk like that, would that have made a difference in comparing to the response that the government gave?
Yesterday, but 1 million, please do the research. I'm begging you. Yesterday, but President Mnangagwa was on national television.
I know. I read that. I know all that.
He told all Zimbabweans to stop and let's negotiate. You come, not to negotiate. Come and we sit down. But if people don't listen, they listen to the American ambassador. What can you do? What can Mnangagwa do? The only thing Mnangagwa has to do is to bring the police to protect the others who don't want demonstration. And that's what he has done. When there were roadblocks, nobody came. So how are people being beaten? You beat the street? You beat the street, the stomach. When the police beating the stomach, these Zimbabweans are useless. This guy is in the hamburger eating places. Still, this MDC, zero. They are stupid people. They are stupid. Look at their boss. This is the boss of the MDC. He has died. He's called Morgan Changarai. They are all stupid like a Changarai. They went to call for sanctions. This man wanted need to be killed because he was calling for sanctions. He has written pages in this book. Go and look in the book here. It's here. Am I telling lies? The book is here. You can read and take. Am I telling lies? Am I telling lies, you Zimbabweans? Did I go to look for sanctions? Isn't it Morgan Changarai who wrote this book? Is Morgan Changarai's son, who is an MP, going for demonstrations? No. Miriam has joined Mnangagwa in support for the country. These guys of MDC are stupid. If Mnangagwa doesn't tell them, I am telling them. Look at the book they wrote. That brings sanctions, brings sanctions, brings sanctions. Now you see. Did I write this book? Ask me the story about this book offline, and tomorrow bring about this book. I will tell you what happened. Here, it will be, I talk with facts. Next week, come in big numbers. Come again on the platform next week in big numbers. I am going to bring the document, the bank statements of Malema, and where Malema gets the money. Come, big numbers. Enjoy. You can even insult me to Angel Gabriel. No. Nyenye wa Shamari. Nyenye wa Shamari wa MDC, you are stupid. Let me now tell you. You insult Mnangagwa, you insult everybody, you insulted Mugabe, you insulted the fellow. You even now drink the same milk with Moyo. Moyo who wanted you to be killed. All of you. You support him more than you support me, who was dying for you. This is my book. Protect me.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have questions anymore.
But one question is, you can't, Miriam, hakuna question hapa. You see what, Miriam?
But my concern has always been one, and I think I've like I said earlier, there I've raised this question over and over. Perhaps it can. I know President Mnangagwa has reached out, and perhaps could he employ a different strategy of just making sure, as much as you know, he has to protect the security and all that. Yeah, the people of Zimbabwe.
Miriam is watching. The name of God is watching now.
Okay, President Mnangagwa, if you're watching
tell
now.
us which other method?
Like for instance, you know that the protest that was supposed to happen on 31st did not happen. Of course, the world was watching, and the people in the West were watching, and they knew he was going to stop. If I was the president, Mnangagwa, for example, knowing very well that this could have been a trap, because they knew how he would respond, he would have perhaps taken a different strategy and say, as much as it is. Like, right now we have COVID-19, and told the people, fine, you have the rights, and understand all these questions that you're raising, but this is not the right time, you know, and perhaps you could find other ways to resolve these problems instead of taking out to the streets when we're having the dangers of COVID-19. Just another approach, and not perhaps the military way that the whole world was expecting him to do that, and he fell into that trap. That's, I mean, is working against him.
No.
He did not fall into the trap.
No. I will bring you tomorrow, and I swear in the name of God, I will bring you 7 speeches from 31st, which Mnangagwa has been making to the country, telling the country to avoid coming to the streets, and come and we talk as Zimbabweans. Yamen, let's not talk like NGOs. No. 7 speeches I follow Zimbabwe from morning up to evening. I'm not an NGO.
Yes.
And
Yes,
Professor, I think you have seen those pictures.
yes, Doctor, our concern, you are not getting,
What you want to say. What is the concern? You are not given an opportunity.
Before the protest.
Listen, Doctor, people to come, they are not coming. Yes. 2, he has moved to compensate the whites. Plus, what the George Soros and the likes want now is for the people to come to the streets. When they come to the streets, he uses the police to query them. And then they will say, violation of the human rights, people don't have freedom to do. So what do you want to say, Dr. Masanga? The president has done extremely well. He will never become a lesser human being by continuing to engage. You don't engage once. You are a peace and conflict expert. You know this. You understand this. You don't. The way Miriam is trying to say, let us keep on reaching to them, persuade them. Because let me tell you, Morgan, where is Morgan today? Is gone. Where is the late Robert Mugabe? Is gone. But Zimbabwe remains. A time will come, Chamisa will go. A time will come, Emerson will go. But the country remains. It is their duty. I don't know what you want to do.
What you are talking, Professor, I agree.
It is their duty to build their country.
I agree.
And the only way you can build the country, Daktari, is by engaging. Is by talking to one another.
Let him not get tired. Let him not get tired.
You don't just say, I've called them and now what do I do?
I am not an NGO. Prof, and let me sound this. I'm not an NGO. And I don't work for NGO. And I'm just telling you the truth facts, sir. Mnangagwa has been engaging people. He has been calling meetings. 100 political parties came to table. One party did not come to table. He has continued to send emissaries.
That's right. That's what I was saying.
And he continued to do so. Now, the problem we have here is surely in this country, Kalonzo did not come along with Raila. But Raila went and shook hands with Uhuru.
But Kalonzo is but
now, those who shook hands with Uhuru, Kalonzo later on, he came and said he's not happy. Later on, he started coming. He also went and shook hands. Okay? Mudavadi did not come openly. He has been coming until last week. We blew him out.
He's been at the door. He refused to come. He refused to walk in. We blew Mudavadi out with the Secretary General. They could not share the money which they got from Washington. Muruka yesterday bolted out. And he's trying to join Raila Odinga. I'm telling you, this is very interesting politics. Did you know you have heard that? I suspected that because they worked before. He worked for Odinga before, right?
He's joining Raila Odinga to say this man is being used to build Mudavadi Foundation. We got money from US, alikula aliweka kwa account, they go there for lunch, he doesn't give them money. I met Muruka last evening, my brother. He cried how stingy Mr. Mudavadi is. Mudavadi cannot buy you a drink. Mudavadi, when you drink, he pays no bill. Mudavadi is like a Jeff Koinange. When you drink with Jeff Koinange or eat food, be prepared to have your pocket. That's why people are rich. So I tell my friends openly. So, Miriam, when you say, try another way, the president has tried.
Let him keep trying.
Those who are coming,
Let him keep trying, Doctor. He
you
should
know
not stop.
there are certain people in Zimbabwe, Miriam, who don't want to hear that Mnangagwa is talking to Chamisa. Like a Ruto. Does Ruto want to hear that Uhuru went and talked to? Have you seen what the problem is here? Have you seen? Mama, nipatie answer kwa hii. Have you seen it there? Big trouble. Ruto is even going berserk with a stick, like a Moses in the desert of Sinai. Have you seen now he's addressing people with a stick? Things have gone berserk. Why? Wait, think of peace. You, Miriam, don't, or both of you, don't think I'm telling you, my friend, if you ever one day want to solve a conflict, be prepared to leave enough money at home for your family. Because you reach a warlord who looks at your eyes and says, you have eaten my money. Then you say, which money? You have eaten my money. Now you are coming here to tell me I should talk peace. That's what Kony told us. He singled out 60 people. He said, you stand this way. Where is my money? It was only me who was left. Because he said, this one is the only one who came with files. You know me carrying this file you see here. Saved my life. He said, this one knows why he carried files. You people bring your stomachs in Garamba Park here. You leave your stomachs here. Eh? And we are in a forest. There is nobody to protect us. Peace is very far to come. So, I agree with you. Mnangagwa should continue to engage.
Amen.
And engage. Should not give up. Bring more people on board. That's it. But for engagement, Miriam, 7 speeches he has been calling upon them. Please, 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 don't, this is our Zimbabwe. This is our Zimbabwe. That's the speech. Even one of them recently, when they were burying General Perez Phiri, he called upon Zimbabweans not to demonstrate. So when the whites, the Western world, saw no demonstrator came to the street, they started another version that, you know, demonstrators have all been killed. You see, so how will you explain that all demonstrators have been killed? And then the people...
Where are the graves?
The media is here. Every day we receive pictures from Biafra. Medium, if we put those pictures, some of them are made from a factory in London. If we put those pictures here, our television station would have been closed a long time ago. Some of the pictures are done by IT men. They tie the hands, not because Nani, the guy in Buhari is not killing. He's killing. But there is a problem here. Do we go on the way we are in a country where there is no money to be lent to them? Zimbabwe cannot borrow any money anywhere. Miriam, Mark you, I don't know how they even survive there. I swear. Go to the restaurant. They give you their bond. They call it bond. You need a sack. Have you seen the Maragwe sack to carry bond of 1,000? If they give you bond of $1,000, you need a big sack like this.
The president tried to revive the local currency the other time, but it did not take off as was expected. So they're back to using the US dollar, I suppose. Yeah. All right. A lot of Zimbabweans here are not very happy.
It's okay. That is very good.
And
And
I'm
I
very
told
happy.
them, Miriam, don't worry about what they have said about me. The Somalis called me names. Didn't I remove highly? The more you call me names, the more I become deadly. Malema will be arrested soon. Malema is plotting to overthrow Ramaphosa.
Malema has been arrested before, so I don't think that is something he's scared about. He's been arrested before several times, so I'm sure he's, it's not something that he's scared so much about. But still, what else were we to look at today?
Let's just look at South Sudan.
That's it. For the interest of time, maybe
We
we'll
have
just
time.
finish up with the Zimbabwean matter, and we were to look at South Africa and the new development in line with ICC. The country had voted to move out of ICC in
That is-
2015, but maybe we'll look at that tomorrow.
That is a very good
Yes.
topic. A good-
Also,
very
what-
good.
Yeah, Ouattara has decided to continue a third term against the constitution there in Ivory Coast, and Nigeria is now saying that the international community is refusing to sell them weapons to fight Boko Haram. That's why they have been unable to successfully fight Boko Haram, because
Who is selling them weapons?
I don't know if Russia is refusing to sell them, but they're saying the Western powers have refused to sell them very good weapons to fight Boko Haram. And so
The
Anyway.
weapons in Biafra, they use them against Biafra. So that's why the West has refused. Americans closed their embassy in Nigeria because the number of people applying for asylum to go to America was huge. Why? They are running away from the torture of Buhari.
all right.
Yes, Professor, make a comment.
Miriam, you know my stand. The best weapon is the one of talking to one another. Is the one to engage. And let me tell you, getting this weapon from outside the continent of Africa to come to kill the people of Africa. Why can they? You have heard me say, and that's why I differ with most people who deal with conflicts. It is high time that we engage. Why do we have Boko Haram in the first place?
You can't engage without disengaging. Where?
Very well.
Well, you are telling William a different story.
What was that?
Yes.
You can't engage without disengaging.
Sorry?
Hear this. You were to go to the forest and engage Konyi, and at least there's a semblance of peace in Uganda.
Despite of the bigger risks that was there.
Yes.
But I had to disengage with my friends. Do you know how many people did not like me?
But that is the
Yes.
price you had to pay.
But
Sometimes
you
look at the
did
bigger
for the
picture.
greater of the country.
The bigger picture.
That's what it is. So Buhari, let him not cry about guns. Let us ask all the Nigerians, how do they build a united country? Every voice matters. You don't ignore. Let us not become like a cow along the river to drink. The frog is making noise and you just drink and go.
But Professor, when it comes to Nigeria, I think it's a different ball game, because President Buhari, when he was being elected for the first time, his promise was, when I become a president within 100 days, I'll get rid of Boko Haram. But since then, Boko Haram has
Corruption,
really
Miriam.
thrived under his leadership. So I think when it comes to Nigeria, it's just a different ball game altogether. And just a few weeks ago, the army officials there were resigning, saying that they don't even have weapons compared to the sophisticated weapons Boko Haram has, and they don't have, they're not passionate about protecting the country anymore. That is the
If you
Nigerian
treat
army.
people unfairly, be assured with me, regardless what kind of promise you give, even if you don't, perception itself will cause you problem.
Perception. And going back to Zimbabwe, do you think it's a perception problem as much as President Mnangagwa? I'm sorry, we're going back there, but we are about done. He's been coming out and speaking and reconciling people, but perhaps Zimbabweans are not feeling as if he's actually listening to what they're saying. Could that be a problem for President? As much as Could
Zimbabwean, let me tell you,
could he assure them that he's listening and he's hearing what they're saying? Can he assure them of that?
They just don't want.
Okay.
They just don't want. You have been telling people here in Kenya to wash hands. How many wash hands? How many? Corona, now they have just announced 700 something. How many wash hands? Nairobi is high. People just don't want, especially these men. Look at the men, the way, look here, Professor, the way they're insulting me. They don't even know me. They are calling me a pig, a what? you know, you look at them. Are these the people you can convince?
Well, a lot of them are saying they've been going through hard times in Zimbabwe, so they feel very frustrated.
Which had the time. They went through hard time and now they are in bed.
Zimbabwe is going through a hard time financially.
Who made them go away?
Yes.
Mnangagwa did not let them go away.
Yes.
Is it Jonathan?
Hard time started before President Mnangagwa came in, and it has continued.
Miriam, you hear me? You sing the book.
We need to finish now. Prof, make your last remarks. Yes, yes.
He said that the hyena went to speak to the stone. And he said, I know you don't hear, but I've told you. The people of Zimbabwe, you have heard what Dr. Masanga said. The president has done very well. He has reached to them 7 times. And Mr. President, I hope you are listening to us. Continue engaging them because you are doing the right thing. In between, they will come to their realization that they need to build their country. So Zimbabwe needs to move sanctions so that they start building their economy. And that is why we are coming here as Pan-African. Dr. Masanga doesn't want to become a Zimbabwean. Neither do I. What we are only concerned is don't allow it to be used by outsiders to destroy your country.
Have you seen what they just told Miriam? One comment there can kill you, Miriam.
I know, it's okay. I can respond to that. It's not too bad. Yeah. I think we love to hear all and what he's saying is not about this speaking, Madam Presenter, what the people are saying. If the president is speaking, then what? What is he saying? Are you also considering abductions that are happening? So we've seen the political abductions and all that. So they want the president to come and address this matters there. So it's not just about him coming out and speaking.
They are self-made abduction.
Musa Siyashe Kufa Kunesa, thank you so much for writing to us. So, Prof, you're saying something as we conclude, Professor, and then I think Daniel, then Doctor will finish for us.
Daniel is not there.
He's all right. It became too hard for him. I understand. It's hard for me here. I mean, but Prof, go ahead.
Yes, I will continue praying for Zimbabwe. Time has come for the friends of Zimbabwe and the good and the people means well for them to continue encouraging them to engage, to continue telling them that they need to build their country. Nobody will come to build their country. Nobody will remove the sanctions. It's only for them to come to the table, even if they don't agree. You know, even in a marriage, you may not agree with the husband or the wife, but for the sake of the children, you have to ensure they eat, they wear clothes, they go to school, and they continue with their own life. So that people of Zimbabwe need their economy to be improved, need their sanctions to be removed, so that they can be able to engage with the outside world in terms of trade. And that is the only way. Mr. President, continue doing what you are doing. The world is seeing, and remember, mankind do not thank people, but there is a God in heaven seeing you, the kind of work of engaging the opponents, telling them, let us come to the table and let us listen together to take their country forward.
All right. Doctor.
Miriam, we'd like to invite Biafrans, please. There is the number, Zoom number.
And And since, Doctor, maybe before you finish up, I had some news here about Biafra. Maybe I read it and then you can complete, since I see our
Yes. Go
our
ahead.
viewers from that part of the world are here. Now, the movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra has faulted the claim by Ohanaeze Igbo that Ohanaeze has the mandate to realize the Nigerian president of Igbo extraction and not an independent state of Biafra, Masob, which reacted to a statement credited to the lead of the Igbo Apex social cultural organizations in Anambra State. Chief Damien Okeke Ogene said Masob remained the voice of the Igbo and not Ohanaeze. So what this person is saying, there's another person who came out and said that as we have said here before, that perhaps getting an Igbo for a president of Nigeria will perhaps sort out that issue of secession that has been agitated by the people from that side of Nigeria. But, Biafrans have come here and said, no, we don't want a presidency in Nigeria. What we want is secession. So I'm sure that is a story that a lot of our viewers from that part of Africa have heard. So, yeah. Now, Doctor, you can conclude for us. Yes.
First of all, I want to thank all the viewers that this is the only station that you can listen hard truth on Zimbabwe. So we invite you, instead of insulting us, pick that number of Zoom and call in. We shall open for you to talk to us. I want to thank you very much for all the insults that you have made. I'm a Christian. I'm an Anglican. I pray to Jesus Christ. I have prayed while I was in Tanzania, Zambia, and now in London and Kenya. I am still alive, but I have stood firm for Zimbabwe. So I want you, instead of the insults, always go to the Zoom number
and help you pray.
Pick the Zoom number.
My God.
And come here and present your documents. We can accommodate 80 people at a go. 80. And we shall give you time to speak, to vent your anger.
Well, and maybe they can tell us where that anger is coming from and how they would want it addressed. And maybe
yes, when
the president, because he's watching, he can hear what the people are saying and he can.
The president is watching.
Respond
I have never gone to the president to look for salary. I am a well-salaried man by God. I pray for you that now you are eating food with Moyo, who actually enslaved you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you, the children of Judea. You don't see where you are going. My role is to speak. And may God give me strength to speak more, such that Zimbabwe one day will unite and stand up as a united country. Thank you. I want to thank Professor Onyali. I want to thank you, Miriam, for the hot seat today. And don't worry, next week, don't go away. We come back with Marema's bank statements. All of them. If he wants, he can fight with the South African intelligence. If he wants me to give him the name of the boss of it, I can do that. Kwisha Marema, we are finished. I want to thank the man from Mozambique. You are my brother forever.
Sidonio.
Sidonio,
I think.
You understand these things better. My Frelimo man, thank you. But we shall not be cowed down by Mafikzoros. Nyonya Mafikzoro. Don't threaten me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. They are having a good time.
We have got you. We've got you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all viewers, and we appreciate your engaging with us this afternoon, about 4:45 p.m. here in Nairobi. The doctor is way far away from Nairobi. Professor Jared Onyari, it was a pleasure to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. So we see you here tomorrow.
Miriam,
Yes.
it is hard.
Yeah.
I think we shall regulate the Zimbabwe thing once in a week. Our numbers were 400.
So let's finish first. All right. We will see you tomorrow in the morning. You can join us. Yes, about 9 a.m. East African time, so that we can get the latest from Kenya and the rest of Africa. Thank you so much for watching.
Very well. Miriam.
My name is Miriam Ugutu. A very good evening to you.
Tomorrow we are talking about
peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.